Cure Tinnitus shows and interviews are a member benefit for members of the tinnitus healing and coaching community at curetinnitus.org, where we learn how to heal ourselves from tinnitus from people who've already done it successfully. Our disclaimer is simply that our viewers and members take 100% responsibility for their own health and actions. It's a good choice, it's healthy, and it's required for participation. Thank you very much for your time and attention. We hope you enjoy the path of liberation from tinnitus.
Welcome everyone to the Cure Tinnitus Show, episode 11.
Gosh, it's 11 episodes already.
It's 11 episodes. Julian, thank you for being with us. For folks who don't know, Julian had tinnitus for about 20 years, let go of it completely, is a craniosacral therapist and is working towards accreditation at becoming a core process psychotherapist. I am Dinas Nickel, and I am the founder of curetinnitus.org. I have a little bit of tinnitus left, which we have to thank for the organization of the membership community at curetinnitus.org. Over the last few weeks, I've gathered a few questions, and the format of the show is basically gathered questions, then some one-on-one time with me and Julian, and then some exercises that everybody can follow along with. So we're going to stick with that format, and we're going to go ahead and start with member questions that we've gathered. So are you ready for the first question, Julian?
I am.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. Here's it's sort of a short one. I was doing better, but went to a loud restaurant, and the tinnitus has gotten worse. Have you guys discussed using tinnitus retraining therapy, TRT, or reactive tinnitus?
Yeah, well, there's a few things there. First of all, to say, there's a really big echo actually. To say, first of all, is there any chance you can turn the echo down?
Yes, there is, and I would just have to take a brief outing to...
Okay, first of all, just to say about tinnitus retraining therapy, it's very useful for some people. It can be really, really helpful. I think with all these things, it's really, really good to try things out if you're drawn to them. I think tinnitus retraining therapy can be extremely good for those people who like to have a sense of control. So when the mask is put on, you get the sounds put in to your ear, sort of sounds, and it's regulated very, very much to the level of your tinnitus. I'm not a qualified tinnitus retraining person, so this is just going on what I've heard from clients who've used it. But basically, the noise is lowered over a period of time, and the mind really, really reacts to the noise that's going in, and the idea is that they lower the noise little by little over a period of time, so your subconscious level of tinnitus can back off. And, for some people this can be incredibly helpful. So if people are interested in that, I think you need to go and see your local retraining therapist and to probably find out about that at your audiology department at a local hospital. As far as loud noise exposure is concerned, I myself, I went to a very loud concert just before, a couple of months ago actually, and it triggered some tinnitus in me, and this is completely normal. Most people can get tinnitus from loud noise exposure, and I let go of my tinnitus obviously, and the loud noise exposure rekindled the tinnitus. But then exactly the same things apply for letting go of tinnitus. I just needed to do a little bit more time take more time focusing, letting go, shifting my attention away from the tinnitus and making sure that I really am ensuring maximum relaxation, eating well, sleeping well, really taking the foot off the accelerator pedal. And I know from my own nervous system management that after a couple of days it'll back off, and it did. And I've learned that so many times now. So if people go to a loud restaurant and that triggers the tinnitus, and if people believe that it's because of the loud noise exposure, or it could be because they didn't like the restaurant setting, or something stressful was going on, or they felt a bit claustrophobic, lots of different things can trigger tinnitus. I think with all these things, the same rules apply. Really looking after yourself well, looking after yourself extra well if you're having a tinnitus wobble, as I call it, and allowing your attention to shift into well-being. Tinnitus really finds it very hard to continue when you do all those things.
Okay. I don't think I have, the only follow-up I have there is that it's possible to look at reactive tinnitus as, in a sense, a good signal, because when it flares up, it means that it's mutable.
Because it's a shifting thing, it's not fixed, and it just really reconfirms the fact that tinnitus is nothing more than a symptom of a hyperactivated nervous system. And the way we are and the way our nervous system is constantly changes from moment to moment. This is the extraordinary thing. If people believe I am like this and I'm that kind of person and I behave like this and I do that, but actually when you look inside and you look at what's going on in your thoughts, you look in the body and see how your feelings are, and tinnitus is very good for training you to do that. It's extraordinary how all these things are constantly shifting. And in fact, after 6,000 hours worth of experience as a therapist, I would say one of the most Himalayan fixed things that is incredibly difficult to change in a person. The most fixed thing is their belief system. Everything else is constantly changing. And what people think and believe is actually this Himalayan mountain range of solidity and fossilized stuff that we kind of all have. But when you start looking into it and seeing how your mind is, seeing what your thoughts are doing, seeing how you wind yourself up, seeing how you're holding yourself, seeing how you're driving yourself, noticing how the body's reacting, everything is constantly shifting.
Okay. Let's move to the next question. There's a bit of a story behind this one, and I've edited out a few sections, so it's sort of the question kind of jars a little bit, but here goes.
I'll brace myself.
No, what I mean is that it doesn't flow very, 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 very well, but I'll do my best. Okay. I've been going through a rough time emotionally. I'm in therapy trying to figure out my life, and I have many issues. I'm both depressed and very anxious. The tinnitus is still there, but less so, and I'm making progress adapting to it. I have mild carpal tunnel issues, and I'm out of a job. When I sit down and try to type, my hand and wrist become tingly and painful. I help my daughter and her husband and 3 grandkids financially, so all of my unemployment checks go to personal bills and my family. There really is nothing extra. I would never have made it through the initial shock of getting tinnitus if it weren't for finding your website and listening to Julian's talks. They have been lifesavers. Thanks for listening. So there really isn't, I'm not sure if there's a real question in there, but I think that there may be some comments that you might want to make. This is such a really touching thing. First of all, it's really wonderful every time we receive heartfelt feedback like that.